Hi everybody, and welcome to Stamp with Lisa Brown. And this is week 11 of my 12 weeks of Christmas. So I hope everybody's getting online. Let me just check my computer here. To tell you a couple things, a couple funny things. Well, one's not so funny. So I came home and I'm like, boy, it doesn't seem very warm in my house. And I was like looking forward to stepping into a warm house because it's super cold outside. And so my furnace wasn't working and it said it was 62 degrees in the house. Great. So I have shut it off, and then I have to get this little piece of sandpaper, and there's like this little I don't know what you call it. I'm not that technical, but it's like this little arm, and you have to take the sandpaper and you have to sand off like all of the whatever gets on there, because then when the furnace fires, it won't light, and obviously then that's what gives you your warmth. So I've been freezing all day, and I'm like, I just wanted to come to home to a warm house, and it was freezing cold. So then so when I get home, I go downstairs and I open up the door and I turn on the light into my furnace room, and I have a bunch of like spare scrapbooking stuff, and all my extra Stampin' Up stuff's in there, and just a bunch of craft things. And I had forgotten, oh gosh, because I hardly ever go in the furnace room. It was last month, actually. I had gone in there to go and grab something, and I knocked over a plastic container, and I totally forgot about it. So it's still in there, all dumped all over. Yeah, guess what was in that plastic container? Beads. Thousands and thousands of beads. So they're all over the floor. So I have to get my vacuum and suck it all up. I totally forgot that had happened. So anywho, let's see. Hey, Linda and Lorraine. I know, Lorraine Burr. It's so cold. I have a present for you coming in the mail. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, the joys of being a homeowner. But you know what? I do have to say that it does happen at least once a winter. So like it probably happened early last winter where I go and just like, you know, sand off the little, I'm going to call it grit. So it, you know, lasted the rest of the winter. So it's on par to happen again. So at least it's working. All right. So we are on, like I said, week 11 of our Christmas countdown calendar. That means we only have, we have next Wednesday, which is, oh my goodness, the 18th. And then I'm going to do one more on that Saturday, the 21st. Okay. So remember to comment, like, and share my video. Throw some emojis out there. Let me know when you share the video. Again, because of security settings, I'm not seeing everybody who is sharing the video. So when you do that, go ahead and just share that. So that means we're in drawers 21 and 22. And okay, and let me make sure I got the right. I just have them reversed on how I wrote them down. All right, so we are going to do something with the decorative masks. They had a new set in the holiday catalog, so that's going to be fun. And we're going to go back to the Toile Christmas. It's the cardinal. And I just wanted to show you a couple of different ways to do the cardinal. I have a lot of variations all in red and different ways to do them. And so they're really, really quick, easy projects. I'm not going to make them all, but you'll see. And then I have one last project that I fell in love with, so I'll show you that. Don't forget, today is free shipping. So you have free shipping at least until midnight tonight. So go ahead and get your orders in. I do have an image that I posted earlier today, and there's a host I put it on there for the month of December, but I'm actually going to close out the hostess code tonight. So if anybody's going to order, just let me know, because like I said, I'm going to close out that hostess code on there. So all right, let's see, I think that's about it. I have to place my pre-order tonight. I have a couple of things, but I wasn't able to order from the entire catalog, so I actually have to get my own order in tonight. So gotta take advantage of that free shipping. I'm glad I waited. So all right, bear with me while I get my camera turned down, okay? Okay, I see Suzanne on there. Hey Suzanne, how are you? Let's see. All right, we're right here. Okay. Oh, I just broke my nail too. Darn it. Oh well. So, like I said, we are I'm gonna show you a bunch of different ways to color the cardinal from the Toile Christmas. This was the Toile, I think I'm saying that right, the Toile Christmas set. And it did come in a bundle with the coordinating dies, and I'm actually missing one die because I'm going to use it in another project. So bunch of leaves and a couple different swirls and a banner. This banner cuts out these words right here, and then this actually cuts this out, and then obviously the cardinal. So okay, all right, so we have a bunch of different combinations. I gotta remember what I did here. Let's see, get all my little coloring utensils out. Let me see, what's today? Today's Wednesday. Friday it was like 50 degrees, and then today it just, the bottom dropped out. Oh my goodness, totally. It's so cold out there. Okay, so I just wanted to show you a couple of different ways to do the color of the cardinal, which is easy. So these right here are done in real red, and this is just a straight stamp with memento ink. And then this one I did I embossed it with a black embossing powder. So I hope I hope this is still going, because oh, thanks for sharing, Suzanne, because hey Kathy, it's showing that I'm just swirling on there, so hopefully it's still going. But this card here is great, but look at how the black embossing powder just pops on that. And so again, this is done with real red and very simple. He just die cut out in two little stamps. Very simple card. I am all about, when I have to produce in mass quantity, of getting them to be as simple as possible. All right, so again, I did the same thing. Here is our little guy, and I used lovely lipstick. It's an in color, and look at how, I don't know if you can see how nice and shiny he is. So this is him just stamped on just with the ink color lovely lipstick. So a little more muted. And then that's him here. So I'm just going to finish. I actually have another card started. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish that. So let's see, my stamps. I stamped the sprig and the words in shaded spruce. I'm looking for my, oh, here we go. I'm going to use, hold on. There we go. I need, because we're going to be stamping off, so I need a piece of paper down. Okay. So I'm just taking my words, inking it up in shaded spruce. And then I'm going to take the little branch, and I'm going to also do that in shaded spruce. I'm just going to take it across. And then I'm just going to fill in the corners. I just wanted a little bit in there. So we'll stamp that there. Didn't get quite as much as I wanted, but that's okay. And I'm just going to add just a little filler in that corner down there with some berries. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to take my blender pen, and because this is fresh ink, I'm just going to take my blender pen and swirl this in to color these leaves in a little bit. And it just pulls the ink. If you wanted it darker, you could take it to your ink pad, which I'll show you in a second, because we're going to do that for the berries. I just wanted a little bit of color on my leaves. Good. Okay, now I'm going to take my lovely lipstick stamp pad, and normally you can squeeze in the middle and it'll put ink right here, and you can draw from that ink with your blender pen and color in your berries. Oop, he's going to cover up those berries over there, so I'm not going to color those. I'm just going to do all the other ones. If you are careful, you can also dab your marker in there. You can just dab, don't rub it, because of the foam pad, you'll tear it. But you can dab in there. And I'm not being too careful about grabbing the ink around the berries. I think sometimes if you leave a little bit uncolored, it almost gives it a little more artistic look to it. Okay, and then you just rub this off onto your scrap paper and it's ready to go. I could immediately go into another color. Simple and easy. And let's see, we're going to grab our little cardinal and put a couple of dimensionals on the back of him. See, I'm covering that one up. Sit him on the branch, just like so. Oh, I buried my paper over here. All right, there we go. So again, this is done in lovely lipstick. And what I liked about it is that we had lovely lipstick embossing powder. They have all of the in colors. This is part of the, oh my goodness, I have to think about my dates, 2018 to 2020 in colors. So lovely lipstick will be going out at the end of May. And we're just going to adhere this onto our card front. So this is the cardinal done easy. No coloring, no nothing. This was just a straight stamp. And then on this card, he was heat embossed. So he just comes out a little more bolder with the lovely lipstick embossing powder, which I do like. So, I mean, I don't mind this either, but I do like that he's a little more bold. Okay. So with the cardinal set, my main thing about showing you this is showing you the coloring. Okay. I'm going to clean off my stamps real quick. I always stamp off on my scrap paper, get the majority of the ink off, and then go to my chamois to clean the rest of it off. That way, I mean, my chamois is getting pretty dirty, but this just helps keeping some of the ink off. All right, so we'll set those aside. So I've already pre-stamped 2 cardinals. I just wanted to give you a couple of more ideas on coloring. So we used our blender pen, which Stampin' Up! Has had these forever. They come in a 3-pack, and you can find them in the annual catalog. And then we have our Stampin' Blends, which is our alcohol markers. And they come in a combo pack. You get a light shade and a dark shade, or you can buy them individually because I'm a little heavier when I color with my light shade, so I tend to have to replace those a little bit more, and you'll see why in a second. This one is the dark Mango Melody, and I love this color, and it's perfect for his beak. So I'm just going to do his beak and straight Mango Melody, the dark. Okay. All right, and it's important that you want to work on a scrap paper surface because the ink will bleed through. You can see just a little bit started already coming through on that Mango Melody. So you always want to protect your surface. So like I said, I go through my light faster than my dark. So I think I'm opposite of everybody else. I love starting with my light, and oh yeah, see my tip is kind of shredded a little bit. So I'm just going to color him in with my light marker. All right, keep going here. It's well used between myself and my classes. Let me go. I'm going to switch to the righter end down here. So there's 2 ends to the markers. You got the brush, and then you have what I call the righter end. All right. Yay, my furnace is turning on again. That's a good sign. I will have heat tonight. Okay, so he's not totally filled in. He's not totally perfect, but that's okay because I'm going to go over it and add some accent with my dark blend. And this stamp actually helps you out because it already has a lot of shading to the image. So I'm just kind of going around certain areas. Around the edges. All right. And then I'm going to go back to my light marker. So again, that's why you can see, oops, wrong side, why I go through my light faster. And then I would take this and I'm going to blend the edges in. Everywhere that I put put dark. I'm just going to blend this in. Oops, went outside the lines. Can you see how my marker's like all, like it keeps squashy? It's well used. Okay. If I wanted to give them a little more definition, I could come in here and put some more streaks in. Accent my sides a little bit more. Yep, I'm good with that. So that's how you can see you get the different shading there. Let's blend that in a little bit. Okay. All right, and then you would use the die from the set to die cut him out. I'm not going to do that. I was just showing you the coloring. Then we have our watercolor pencils, and I'm not gonna watercolor the whole thing, but I'll just show you like the upper portion of him. I'm gonna give, this is real red, so it's a little bit lighter, and it does come out a little orangey looking. So again, you can use your watercolor, your aqua painter, or you can go back to your blends. So this is the blends that I used on the green leaves, and you can pull that color in. Other thing I like to do is I can take the color directly from the pencil and add it to the card. Well, let me see this. But that's how I get shading when I'm using my my watercolor pencils. I start real heavy where I want it. I really am pressing hard, and then I'm pulling the color from that. So I can get all that color from there. Now I know he looks real pale up against this guy right here. This is Cherry Cobbler. But anyways, I just wanted to show you that there's different ways. You can straight stamp, you can use your blends, you can your alcohol markers, and you can heat emboss him. So I'm just showing you. And here's how the Stampin' Blends alcohol markers bleed through. So that's why you want a protective surface on that. All right. Let's see. All right. That's enough coloring for now. I have one last card. Just to show you. Thinking about doing a whole series of these. We'll see. But I am, like, one of my favorite all-time cards is black and white. Anything like that's black and white. So of course I couldn't find my white embossing powder, but that's okay. So I used the next best thing, and I did this one in silver. So again, I just stamped the branch, but I stamped it off this way and stamped the cardinal and the words, and I heat embossed it in silver, and I layered it with a piece of the silver glimmer paper in the background. I just love this. This is like right up my alley. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see that. All right. Debbie, your package arrived today. Yay! Oh, thanks, Lorraine. Yeah, this is, oh my gosh. I was thinking about doing like a whole series of like black and white, black and silver, something like that. I don't know. I have like 1,000 ideas in my head, and I need to get them out of my head. All right, I'm going to flip this over for a second. Well, for the rest of the video. So, okay, so that was enough on the cardinals. So I just wanted to give you a couple of different ways to, you know, get color with the cardinal, and quick, easy cards for you. All right, so in the holiday catalog, they came out with another set of decorative masks, and they have them heavily marketed to use them with your embossing paste. So that's, you know, like that you scoop it out of the jar and you spread it over. I should have grabbed a sample of using the embossing paste. I did it in one of my other videos. Anyways, I wanted to give you guys the option of using them, but not with embossing paste. So these are the 4 patterns, and like I said, they're in the holiday catalog, and you get all 4 patterns for $6. So it's a really inexpensive coloring tool that you can do a lot with. You can spritz them with your spritzers and colored, you can put some inker in your spritzer with some alcohol. So yeah, just fun, fun. Yeah, silver, yay, silver bells. Okay, you don't want me singing. All right, so these are the 4 masks that you get, and I don't know what happened to my package to give you the name of them. Oh, here it is. They are, oh, isn't that lovely? It's not on the package. Oh, that's funny. That is fun. Oh, it's on the plastic. Oh my goodness. So it's always on like the paper or the cardboard, and it doesn't say. That's just instructions. So it's on this plastic bag that you're supposed to keep them in. Basic pattern decorative masks. So again, you get all 4 of these for $6. So I just did a couple of really quick, super quick samples, and then we're gonna make one. So I took the trees and I sponged them in early espresso. So that's like our dark brown ink, and literally just cut out 2 little deers. You could put some kind of sentiment on there. You could actually add some bling if you wanted, but I just wanted to show you the mask on there really quick. And so I did the deer in gold foil and put a layer of gold foil out, and it's on early espresso paper. But I thought that was kind of cool. Excuse me. Then I took Smoky Slate, which is a light gray, Highland Heather, which is a nice lavender color, which is what this paper is, and then the next darkest shade, which is Gorgeous Grape, and I did the polka dot pattern in kind of like an ombre, and I haven't finished it yet because I don't know what I'm doing, what I'm going to do with it. I'm actually thinking like maybe some kind of daisy flower would look really cool on that. So, but I just wanted to show you how that one looks. And I love the ombre, like I love that change of color. The next one is like, to me it looks like leaves. So I did this one in, oh, I knew I wasn't going to remember, so I left my ink pads out. This is Soft Sea Foam, Pear Pizzazz, and Granny Apple Green. So Soft Sea Foam, Pear Pizzazz, and Granny Apple Green. So again, we go from light to dark. And then I just used our little sprig punch and the tailor tag. And then we have some Granny Apple Green ribbon here in the catalog. This is a nice ribbon here. Granny Apple Green. It's a half inch wide, and it has this nice white edging to it. And then so I just put a single dimensional on the back of that so I can, you know, if you ever get a card, like if you get a card from me in the mail and maybe I put like a thank you card and you don't want it to be a thank you, and if I've put it on with a dimensional, just snip it off. Just take your scissors underneath the label and snip off the dimensional. Now you can change out your sentiment. And sometimes you can even like peel these off. Now this is on ribbon, so it's going to peel off real easy. But even sometimes on paper, oh, I got red ink on my finger already. I haven't even touched the red yet, and I got red ink on me. Yep, and it's on my tag. So that, anyways, so you can just snip off. If I give you a card and it has a dimension on the back and you don't want it to say thank you, just snip it off and change out your sentiment. Super easy. But anyways, I thought this one was really cool. This leaf pattern. I'll turn it around like this. Okay, so those are those. Then this is the last one. And I'm going to show you how I do this. Okay, so the masks are all 6 by 6 inches. So I cut my cardstock. I didn't want to waste too much of my Whisper White, but I wanted to leave like just a little bit of a border. And the reason for that is that I'm gonna tape down the mask because I'm going to be sponging. I probably should remove my white background because it's going to be sliding all over. So I'm just putting a little piece of washi tape in the corners, and it's no big deal if it goes over part of the pattern because this is 6 by 6. Well, we know that our card fronts are not 6 by 6 unless you're going to try to cut it down and do something like with a 3-inch piece. So all right. So we're using this really cool, I don't know what you want to call this, pattern. I don't think we're going to call it anything. Oh my gosh. All right. So we're using Cherry Cobbler, and that's where I'm picking up the red ink from. It's still fresh on my sponge. So I just re-inked my Cherry Cobbler so that we can get a nice coloring on this. So yep, we're just going to take our sponge into the ink pad, and we're just going to start swirling it on. Oh, I love that I re-inked my pad. Yay! Look at how nice that is. So I start a little bit lighter, and then I start pressing down because I want to be able to control the color a little bit. Okay, and again, because I'm not going to be using the whole 6 by 6 piece of paper, I'm not really going to the edges. I want some darkness down here, I think. I mean, you can get this nice and dark. I think with a little bit of variation, see how dark it is right there, but it's a little bit lighter here. I am like totally cool with that. All right. So, after you sponge your masks, you're gonna need to clean them, and then just for like an immediate handling, I have baby wipes here, and they're not, the baby wipe isn't like super wet because they've probably been sitting here for a little bit, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of moisture to it, just a titch. Okay, that's better. Get the ink off my fingers. And then you can actually just help save your fingers. Just give this a light wipe, and you're just removing the ink from the plastic mask, okay, until you can get it to the sink. So now I'm gonna try to peel this up. All right, there we go. Now, the Whisper White is smooth, so my washi tape is super sticky, so it actually tears the Whisper White a little bit. But remember, I'm cutting off my edges, so just keep that in mind if you do this to hold your masks down. Use like a low tack tape, or take your washi tape and pat it on your clothes a couple of times to remove some of the stickiness. But isn't that cool? Oh my gosh, I love it. I have a ton of ink on this yet. Okay, now I can take it. So you can just take your masks then when you're done, and you just wash them with soap and water in the sink. But isn't that cool? Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right. My new trimmer is not in this room. Okay, so we'll have to use my old trimmer. All right. Oh, well. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to cut off like what I don't want on here. Go in a little bit more. I have to tell you, I have this little sticker on here. I actually just bought this trimmer from somebody who was selling it for $5 because she had lost her inside track. And I happen to have a couple of spares. I'm so excited. So, all right. Okay, so I got rid of like all of my excess pieces that I don't want to use. And then I think I want like almost like a full front to my card. So I'm going to cut it at 4 1/8. And I want the dark. I like that dark up there. And I'm going to cut it to 5 3/8. So 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Okay. And then this is our Cherry Cobbler card base. Okay. And we're just going to adhere this on. Okay. Filigree. Thank you, Suzanne. Yeah, I like that. Filigree. We'll go with that. Filigree. Love it. Thank you. Okay. So then I took these two sizes of our stitched rectangle framelits. The large one is 2 3/4 by 4 inches. And the white one cuts 3 1/2 by, looks like about 2 1/8. Doesn't look like it's quite 2 1/4. So I did the big one in Cherry Cobbler, and I did the little one in, I actually used our thick Whisper White. Our stitch framelits, the paper really sticks in them. So I like to use the thicker Whisper White because it pulls out better. Sometimes the regular Whisper White's too thin and it'll tear. So, and I'm just gonna adhere these together. But they give you a nice mat for each other. And I like the little stitched effect. Let's see, we're gonna put, I'm saving the best for last. I'm gonna put some dimensionals on here. And then I figured out too, my pick tool, If you take this and pick it, it lifts them off. That's an easy way if you guys have a problem with getting your backings off your dimensionals. You can do that. You can poke it and then just kind of, I'm poking it and then like going like this. Because otherwise I push in the center and it crinkles them up and then I can just peel back. But I do have a little bit of a nail, so. All right, I'm gonna put this on. I'm gonna put it just a little bit higher. Okay. All right, so I went back to the detailed deer framelets, and I cut out, I didn't poke out my extra paper. So I want to cut him out, and I want to cut him out of the designer series paper that's in the holiday catalog. It's called Wrapped in Plaid. So we're going to cut that out, and let's see. Let's see. Okay, then I already, from the other stamp set that we were using, the Toile Christmas, I took the stamp Christmas Wishes, and then here is the banner that die cuts that out. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these out on my Big Shot. Also released, I'm super excited that because so many people have Big Shots, and you know that Stampin' Up! They separated from Sizzix, but they just announced that they are going to be selling the replacement cutting mats. So they have these available. You can get a set, because everybody's like, our cutting mats are, they're like, getting well used, and Stampin' Up! Doesn't have any more. So we're like, okay, where can we get some? Especially now, like with some of the stores closing. Oh my goodness. All right, so I want to make sure that that line's going straight through my deer. All right, let's go ahead and cut this out. Try not to wiggle the camera too much. I might hit the camera here in a second. All right, let's bring this out. I did that like in super slow motion. All right, there's our banner. There's our paper, our little banner, and our little deer. Okay, I try to stay to about 45 minutes. I've got 2 minutes. Oh, I just ripped my deer. Oh, no. So much for staying to 9:15. All right, guess what, ladies? Give me 1 second. I'm going to cut him out again. Okay. Poor little guy. I cut his head off. All right, let's try this again. All right. There he is. That's what I get for not trying to poke this out. And just, there we go. There, he punched right out now. Okay. We're going to add some dimensionals to his body. I added a couple dimensionals. Poor little guy. Cut his head off. My goodness. Poor Rudolph. And then I'm going to use a couple of mini dimensionals up here so that I can pop up his antlers. Make sure they stay. Put that one right there. So this is how I discovered about the pick tool, is because I hate getting the backings off of the little mini dimensionals. And look, even sometimes I can even grab multiples and keep going. Okay, so I got 3 that time. So much easier. Look, boom. I love it. Love it. So this is the pick tool. And this is, it has a paddle on one side and the poker on this side. And then they came out with the brush. This just screws in there. Otherwise you can have this piece here in there. It has a tacky on the back of it. But I like having the scrubby brush. Of course, if I used my scrubby brush on my deer, I wouldn't have ripped his head off. All right, so he's just going to go right here. And our Christmas wishes is going to go underneath. Yay. Awesome. So that's using the decorative masks. I love it. I do love the embossing paste, but this is just a great alternative to using the masks. So I hope you guys liked it too. Let's see, where'd my other, so again, we have the filigree. Thank you, Suzanne. And we have this like leaf pattern and the polka dots and the trees. Don't forget, free shipping all day today. It ends tonight. It's an awesome, awesome deal. So on that note, I need to go get my order in. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and projects, and I hope you have a great night. Everybody stay warm. Oh my gosh, Christine, I just saw your little deer emoji. Oh, that's funny. Very cute, very cute. Again, thank you for joining me, Stamp with Lisa Brown. My store is stampwithlisabrown.stampinup.net. And I will see everybody back here next Wednesday for week 12. Again, if you comment, like, and share the video, you could get a project from tonight. Make sure that you tell me that you've shared the video because of privacy settings. All right, thanks everybody. Have a great night. Bye.